Yo, people, Jeff here with part three of the subscriber question, talking about friend support versus stranger support. Now, this question is interesting because I've been through this a few times. Okay, all right, so they asked, what is the psychology behind strangers giving your business more support versus more so than long time friends? And this could be for a number of reasons. The first one is how your friends view you. Now, if you really think about it, when you meet somebody and you all develop a relationship, you kind of develop a mental picture or image of who that person is in your mind. It's called in psychology a schema. Is your way of interpreting or assessing that person. Um, so when you develop this mental picture of that person, you tend to believe that that will be static. So at that point in time, they will view you as an equal. They already understand where you are in their mind. They will have you positioned in a certain place in their mind. When it is you seek to move on to a new venture or to improve yourself beyond a certain level, it can cause chain reactions of things to occur. So basically, if the person is secure within themselves, normally it shouldn't cause a problem. However, if there is some lingering insecurity or they are secretly competing with you, that's when problems start to occur. So I have friend here in inverted commas for a reason, and you'll see why as we go along. So like I said, when you develop that relationship with your friend, they kind of develop this image of you, and it creates a point of origin. So you are this person, and you're not really supposed to move or deviate from that position. With a stranger, no, they have no mental point of origin. When they meet you for the first time, or when they see you start your new business, they know nothing about you except this person has taken the risk to go on to start something new for themselves, or to try and build a business. And to them, that might be inspiring. It might be something they may have been toying with. It can be inspiring for a friend as well. Once there is no underlying competition, like I said. But for strangers, they really have no idea of who you are or what you're about. They have no mental point of origin. So that move that you're making has no real bearing or influence on them, and they may, have been looking for that particular service. So that stranger can become a client. So their mental point of origin for you would be your business or your service or product, while your mental bearing for your friend would be the image that they designed of you in the beginning. So if it is that you have moved on, they will be viewing you in your past tense, who you were when they met you, and who you are now will create cognitive dissonance. And you did mention that in your question. If it's just cognitive dissonance, yes, that has something to do with it. And I mentioned in the previous video, cognitive dissonance has to do with a discomfort between 2 points. So it could be where you are now versus where you want to be mentally. It can also happen with people. If somebody who is close to you, or who you may look up to or whatever, is further along than where you are and they are where you desire to be, it can cause discomfort. And that discomfort can lead to competition. It can lead to jealousy and other negative emotions and reactions. So part of the thing with friends not really being supportive of your business is it doesn't support the image of you that they had in your past. The second point is they may view it as you outgrowing them. So the image that they created of you, you no longer conform to that. And if you're outgrowing them and moving on to different um, levels, so to speak, in your life, it may cause discomfort and jealousy, especially if they themselves aren't taking action towards their own goals. They are going to become they are going to become jealous or angry that one, they may not be succeeding at the same rate that you are, or developing at the same rate that you are, and sometimes they simply aren't even making the effort to pursue their own goals. And the mere fact that you are putting in the effort to try and make a difference for yourself can cause feelings of discomfort and jealousy. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And we talked about the discomfort. No, I can't simply mention, the negative feelings that it may come with and not talk about the repercussions of this, because this can end up being a little more serious than you actually realize. The mere fact that you recognize that means that it's something that's bothering you. Or the changes are such that you were able to notice it. So I'm going to have to also tell you about things to look out for, because I've experienced this quite a few times. Alright, so one of the things you're going to have to look out for, if it is that you notice negative behaviors in a person that was previously a friend, is oncoming betrayal. And I say it's very important to look out for, because it can lead to them actually sabotaging your goals to keep you in line with who they perceive you to be. Yes, it's very confusing, especially if you might not be some person who thinks like that, but it is human behavior. Alright, so the first thing you might notice is negative comments. You start speaking about a goal, you start speaking about your new business, you're excited, and you want to share the news with your friend, right? They're your friend after all, they should be supportive. But instead you find them casting doubt on the possibility of your venture being successful, or casting doubt on, the move you want to make. And it may lead you to, question, is this person right? Am I really being unreasonable? Are they just being realistic with me? Or why are they being negative? Right? And those are thoughts that, negative thoughts can end up draining the enthusiasm out of your desire to pursue that goal, which is something you should also be wary of. Notice how your energy feels when talking to certain people about certain things. That's why I honestly believe you should not tell anybody about your goals until they are pretty much set in stone and in motion already, because people will try to sabotage you. The second one is underhanded jokes. Now, one of the easiest ways for people to tell you the truth would be in a joke. And yeah, maybe you may laugh at it and stuff, but then if you ever find yourself questioning, like, that was kind of an odd comment to make, it may be that the person is telling you what they really want to tell you, but in a joke format. So that even if you do call it out, it's like, why are you taking it so serious? I'm just joking. They aren't joking. Some of the times they might actually be telling you what they feel inside, but don't have the courage to tell you it, straight on. The other thing you can look out for is avoidance. Maybe you all used to hang out every weekend. Maybe you all used to have long conversations on the phone. Maybe you used to message, and messages would be returned quickly. Maybe it's just that the person has found something else to do. Maybe maybe you have inspired them to follow their own goals. Maybe they have new things going on in their life. Maybe it might be a new person in their life, or being around you and listening to you talk about your goals, and listening to you, and like feeding off of your excitement and energy towards accomplishing a new task, maybe making them feel uncomfortable, or where you are going, maybe making them feel uncomfortable, because it may make them look at themselves and have a reality check, as in they aren't where they want to be, or they didn't have the courage to pursue what they wanted to do, or sometimes different persons, their circumstances might be different. That might not, you know, it might not necessarily give them the environment at that point in time to actually go after what they want to do. So it may make them look at you in, a jealous light. Then the other thing you'll notice is altered interaction. When you're with the person, their energy starts to feel lower than you remember it being before. So if before the interactions was cool, it was light vibe, it was fun, y'all used to get along, now like the conversation feels forced, or they generally don't feel like they want to talk to you, then that's a hint you need to pick up on. And then the final one is sabotage. I've actually had this happen to me, where I've actually had this happen to me 3 times. That's how I guess I learned this here. They will directly go to sabotage you and your goal. And again, that's to bring you in line with how they viewed you before, or just simply to cause harm. Some people are just like that. And that's something you need to pay attention to. That's why I said is more, if you picked it up already, it's more serious than you actually think. And I could just be speaking from personal experience. So you may not be seeing that as a point in time, but after the fact or how things unfold, you can realize they may be putting measures in place to actually sabotage your progress. So that's why I always tend to tell people it's very important, you pay close attention to who's in your immediate circle and the level of influence that they have on you, and the general information that you share with other people too. Again, don't tell people your goals until you've already achieved a certain point and things are already in motion. And then we're just trying a bonus. Like, you may notice a look. No, not being paranoid, but having seen it in the past, I never fully understood what it was. Like, I would just get a weird feeling after noticing it, and I could never pinpoint what it was until I came across it in a video where somebody was actually talking about the same thing, and that kind of like put off that light bulb, and it carried me back to all those instances that I would have remembered before. You actually notice sometimes a certain look. I'm actually going to insert a picture so that you can see it. I have an idea as to what you're talking about, but you may catch them sometimes, giving you a certain look. And that will clue you into, underlying jealousy or underlying negative feelings towards you. Right, so that's pretty much it. I answered your question and throw in a little extra info. Thanks for the question once again. Like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to share your experiences. I'd love to hear more about your thoughts. And yeah, keep the questions coming.